Hello, everybody, and welcome to the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, January 13th, 2018. That's right, second podcast of the year. Woo! I'm rolling along. I'm Andrew Rhodes, I'm your host, and this week I got a plethora of topics to talk about. Yeah, you know what's funny? For weeks on end, I have to struggle to find topics, and now all of a sudden this week, they're getting gift wrapped to me. Literally, I can just open up my tablet or open up my email, and there's a news article, and it basically gives me a topic. So what do I have to talk about this week? Well, Tiger and Bunny has plans for a new anime project. Thank you, God. That's a series that I would love to see a continuation of. Space Dandy is returning for an encore run on Toonami because a new show has been delayed. I get to explain about that. Toonami. Why? Why? I'm going to be talking about how even the Pop Team Epic anime series director is struggling to understand it. That makes two of us. I don't even understand it. I've seen it, and I can't understand it. I feel my brain cells die every time I watch that. Puzzles and Dragons game gets a new Pazudora TV anime coming in April. That's right, the hit game that I and one of my fans play actually has an anime series, and it's getting an anime, a new thing in April. That's really cool. I really like that game. It's a lot of fun. I get to rip open a can of worms on the Teen Titans Go to the Movies, also known as Teen Titans Go, the movie. Oh, I'm going to have fun ripping this one apart. I've already done it in an Andrew Rants, but still, this is going to be fun. Pokemon Go has announced that unless you have iOS 11, well, bad news, you ain't going to be playing Pokemon Go anymore come February 28th. That's not good. An animator for Naruto apologizes after posting adult Naruto animation. And in all honesty, by adult, they mean it's PG-13. No, seriously. According to Otaku USA, they give it a PG-13 rating. But I'll explain about that. And, well, here's some bad news for those of you that were a fan of Anime Consortium Japan. Their Anime Now website, well, bad news. It ceased updating as of January 1st, and it's closed down completely. Will be closed down completely at the end of the month. Man, why is it everything good out there has to end? First Digimon Heroes ends, and now this. But I'll explain about that. But in any case, you know the drill by now. ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. That's right, that's me. I sell a lot of oddities, trading cards, collectibles, weird things, knickknacks, strange things you would find at a yard sale or a flea market, but you don't want to go out in the cold or struggle to drive around to find it. Hey, good news! I got it! At least I think I have something. I have something for everybody. One person's trash is another person's treasure. You never know. You can find something that you would never have thought about having before, and guess what? I might have it. So check me out on eBay. That's all lowercase. ARHOADS-2012. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter at Otaku Rhodes. Alright, so how was my week? Pleasant, enjoyable, peaceful. Actually, it really was. It was all of those things. I played Contest of Champions. That Marvel game, which I do love that. That was the first game I got from my tablet that I installed. And I've been playing that a lot because they introduced the Sentry. And try as I might, I could not get high enough in the arenas to score the 3-star Sentry. Which kind of sucks. I really wanted him. But it did kind of show me my weaknesses as a character and as a summoner in that. But it's still kind of cool. I've been playing some of the other stuff in that too from time to time, so it's still kind of neat to play. I'm actually part of a really neat alliance. I really do like everybody on there. Albeit I don't talk to a lot of them other than my one friend on there, Captain Steel 4. But I do, I do like the alliance. It's called Death Has a Name, DHAN. it's actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's not an open alliance. It's by request only. But it's still pretty cool. So if you play Marvel Contest of Champions and you come across Omni Swordsman, that's me. Yep. So if you ever see me in the Battle Realm, run. Well, okay, you might actually be able to beat me. I don't know. I'm not trying to be the greatest in the Battle Realm. That's impossible. But other than that, I officially got up to rank 110 in my Puzzles and Dragons game, so I can now trade monsters. Yay! That actually sounds pretty cool. I did notice something neat, though. Some of the cool little things you can get with the friend points and the pal things, that I've been getting like little pieces of a monster that are part of, that say they're enhanced material. But it almost seems like an Exodia type deal where you got to get 5 pieces to enhance something. I got a leg and I got a head. So I'm guessing there's another leg and 2 arms yet. I don't know what the point of it is, but it seems kind of cool. I'd like to try to find the other 3 pieces that I'm missing. That'd be kind of cool. But other than that, this week's been pretty much uneventful. You know, I watched my favorite little buddy yesterday. So that's really cool. He's nice and clean now. And work's been going well. So, yeah, all in all, things are going pretty smoothly. Which means that if you believe in the galaxy of yin and yang, something bad's going to happen to balance out the world. It has to. Nothing can go smoothly. Something bad has to come to throw you off kilter. Seriously, yin and yang. For every good thing, something bad must happen, and I am a firm believer in that. I always have been, and I always will be. But anyway, let's get into the podcast this week, and let's get started, because I got a lot to talk about. Okay, so let's start off with Tiger and Bunny. First off, before we go any further, I want to say it's a great series. I've actually watched it, the whole thing. I think it's great. I've even seen both the movies. It's wonderful. It really is. Well, here's the thing. Tiger and Bunny, they've got more on the way for the next stage of Sunrise's franchise for this. And this is really cool. The official website launched a new page for an upcoming anime series project, which will include a buddy series and a new anime that will possibly be a direct follow-up, which, in all honesty, I would appreciate. That was a good series. It ended strangely, but it's a good series. The details are scant, though, at the moment. More information is going to be revealed at a later date via the official website and their Twitter account. But still, this is a good series, and I do recommend this. It's basically you have a wild tiger who's a superhero in this nice little city. And the whole point of the series is that all the heroes are part of this game show, where the heroes get points based on saving people, saving the day, and they lose points for however much destruction they cause, so on and so forth. Because the heroes cause so much damage and stuff, they have to be sponsored. So you have like the one character on there, she's sponsored by Pepsi. Or the Japanese knockoff of Pepsi, because they can't have Pepsi. They can't have actual licenses. But I think it was actually Pepsi. I don't know. But anyway, you have that. One sponsored by like a racing thing. Then you have Wild Tiger, who was originally sponsored by a magazine, but unfortunately the magazine went belly up because of all of his destruction, and now he has to be partnered up with Barnaby Jones, who he's nicknamed Bunny. And what's so great about this series is the fact that they literally play off each other, and the series itself was really well made. It starts off with them trying to track down this criminal, and upon beating the criminal, and I do mean that, they literally track the guy down. There's this huge battle where he challenges each of the heroes one by one, literally starts beating the crap out of them. I mean, he beats the superheroes like they're basically nothing, because he can read their mind. Spoiler if you've never seen it, but come on, it's been out since 2011. He can read their minds. So what happens is that they beat him, and then Wild Tiger discovers that his powers are suddenly getting really strong, and then they start diminishing. Apparently the same thing happened to the last person that had the 100 power, which is what Wild Tiger has, and was his idol, whose name escapes me at the moment, but is actually the father of one of these side villains that they never actually caught, which is why I think this should get a second season, or at least a follow-up continuation of it, because they never actually caught that guy. And the whole thing is that Wild Tiger's losing his powers, and him and Barnaby have the same power. So this will eventually happen to Barnaby as well, where the 100 power can literally just start to, reduce itself and be useless. And that's the sad part. But it's, like I said, it's a really good series. It really is. I highly recommend checking it out. It debuted back in 2011. It was a 25-episode series. It was followed up by a compilation film in 2012 and then a sequel film in 2014, both of which I've seen, both of which are highly good. Though, in all honesty, watch the sequel film. The compilation film just rehashes the entire series. But then again, if you don't want to sit through 25 episodes, watch the compilation film. That's basically your Cliff Notes version. Then watch the other film. That's your follow-up. But either way, I think this should definitely get itself another shot, another season. I highly want to see this happen. This is really cool, and I really do appreciate this. So this is really cool. I'm looking forward to this, hoping that it comes out quickly, and I'm really hoping that things go really well for it, because I really want this to happen. That was a really good show, and I'd like to see more of it. But yeah, I mean, it's not that it's a bad show or anything, but it's just one of those many that deserves another shot and should get one. And I really do think so. But there's not really much information, like I said, so when more comes out, I'll be talking about it on here. But for now, that's what I got. It's got my mouth watering, basically. It's whet my appetite to see more. It really has. Alright, so let's flip the script here a bit. Whereas I was talking about Tiger and Bunny, which is a good anime, let's talk about one that, in my opinion, is not a good anime, and one that Toonami has decided to give a rerun for to pad some time. Space Dandy is going to be coming back for another run beginning on January 29th, because the new show that they wanted to premiere has unfortunately been delayed. Okay, what am I talking about? Well, Jason DeMarco, via Toonami's Facebook, and on Toonami's Facebook page, announced that Toonami Classic Space Dandy, classic my ass, will be returning for another run beginning on January 27th at 2:30 a.m. Okay, so it's 27th, not the 29th. I was going to say, that doesn't sound right. Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, that would be 2 weeks, yeah. So 2 weeks from tonight. Stupid calendar. Yes, 2 weeks from tonight it will be coming back. Why the hell would it come back on a Monday? Okay, so my bad. There was the article that was wrong. My bad. It's going to be returning January 27th at 2:30 in the morning, replacing Lupin the Third Part 4 on the schedule, as the series only has three episodes left to air as of the writing of the article, which came out on January 5th, mind you. Yes, this missed getting on last week's podcast. Naruto Shippuden and Outlaw Star will be moved up by 30 minutes to 1:30 a.m. and 2 a.m. respectively. So, here's the thing. I have all the Twitter posts here, which is kind of interesting. So, how they were putting down on here, for those that missed the original broadcast, the synopsis is as follows. Space Dandy is a space hunter, someone who is paid to search for new, undiscovered alien species in an industry where the prize goes to the person who finds aliens the fastest. Dandy searches unknown planets for strange beings with his companion, QT the worn-out robot, and Meow from Beetlejuice. I know, it's stupid. Trust me, the whole series is stupid. Meanwhile, they're being chased by the minions of the Gogol Empire for reasons that are still a mystery. Yeah, in all honesty, I saw the second season, I saw the ending, and it still bugs the crap out of me. Space Dandy originally aired with Season 1 that premiered from January 4th to March 29th of 2014. It was actually one of the huge things because At the time, Toonami got that, and they got the dub rights to air it before the Japanese airing. That's what made the huge deal about this. That's why it was so big. Personally, I'm not a fan of a series where you kill off the main characters in the first episode, then magically bring them back in episode 2. Season 2 started from July 5th to September 27th of 2014. Yeah, it really wasn't that long. As the first show, it was the first show in the modern Toonami era to be given a simuldub, and dubs were released at the same time or shortly after the Japanese broadcast. Here's the thing, though, it was actually released slightly before, because I remember reading about that. Dandy's success led to an increase of these simuldub productions by Funimation, with Dimension W, Attack on Titan Season 2, and Black Clover being among such productions that have already aired to date on the Better Cartoon Show. Yeah, in all honesty, I think the simuldub thing was just coming, and it wasn't so much the popularity that Space Dandy gave it, it was pretty much that it was coming. This was the next natural progression. If you want to watch it on television, let's do simuldubs, where you get it the same freaking time. Or like a day after. In all honesty, that to me is what they did. It wasn't so much that Space Dandy's what kicked it off. I think they're just using it as, oh look, this is the flagship Dandy. That's the one that started it all. When it didn't actually start it. It was just something that was naturally coming. But according to Jason DeMargo, a new show was originally intended to premiere on the 27th instead, but unforeseen events and circumstances have forced the show's announcement and the premiere to be delayed to a future date. And that's the most interesting part. So here we go. He had down there, that Toonami is proud to announce that they are bringing back the weird and wonderful Space Dandy for another run. Boo. And then the one person puts down, full disclosure, we had a different show ready, but unforeseen events have caused us to have to push that one back a bit. Don't worry, it'll be here eventually. Luckily, Dandy was waiting in the wings. Pretty much because you couldn't get rid of it to save your asses. One person asked that they're assuming the other show was a no-go for content reasons, to which the reply was, no, we still plan on running it, ran into a few legal issues. So that kind of begs the question, what legal issues did you run into? I mean, are you trying to pull out something that's like lolly-based? Please tell me you're not getting Battle Programmer Shirazune or something. That series is god-awful. 5 minutes an episode. I couldn't even stand that thing. Like 5-10 minutes an episode, I wanted to scream. That was a stupid series. If you're getting that, Toonami might as well just close up shop now and burn down the Absolution. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's the Vindication now. Sorry. Destroy the Vindication. If that's what you're coming to the barn with, destroy the Vindication now, because you ain't going to survive that. That show was stupid and idiotic. But my thoughts on this, I'm not happy. Look, I'll admit it, I'm not a fan of Space Dandy. Yes, it's like Cowboy Bebop, but the problem is, it's like Cowboy Bebop if the writer was smoking weed and drinking alcohol and never saw an anime series in their life. The final episode of the first season literally had QT grow to giant size to take on a trash monster because he fell in love with a girl robot that had a boyfriend. And QT, to the best of my knowledge, is supposed to be a girl. I think. I don't even know. And that's what bothers me about this. And it's just constantly driving me insane, the fact that I cannot wrap my head around this. The Gogol Empire, which in all honesty at this point is pretty much inept in anything, can't even track down a Space Dandy when all they literally have to do is just go to the freaking Hooters-esque restaurant that he frequents and wait for his ass. Seriously, it's called Boobies. That's it. I'm not joking. I swear to God, I'm not joking. That's what the name of the restaurant is. The restaurant chain. Just go to freaking that. Just go there. Send like a small little battalion to each one and wait for his sorry ass to show up. If you want to catch him that badly, how can you not manage to catch the guy? Then you catch him at the end of the second season, and it made no sense to me whatsoever. Half the stuff in the show, there was no continuity. There was no continuation of the story in it. It was just one gigantic screw you middle finger to the fans. Like, hey, we got the simuldub rights for it, but it sucks. Thank you, Windows. No, I am not bored with my background. In case you're wondering what that was my Action Center asking if I'm bored with my background. I'm not. But seriously, that was the whole entire concept, is that, oh, well, we're going to, get the simuldub for this, but we can't get it to work because the series blows. Now, there are people out there that like it. Sure, go ahead, like it to your heart's content. I personally am not a fan of it. To me, it's idiotic. I honestly think I would rather take a rerun of Casshern Sins, or better yet, why not just bring back Dead Man Wonderland for another run? That only ran one time, and then you ended it. Let's bring that back for another shot, and give that another run. Why bring back a 2-season show to pad time? How bad were these legal issues that you have to go through? I mean, okay, well, I'm trying to figure out what the legal issues could even be. You're getting the show from Japan, so what? Either there's legal issues where, okay, we can't show this because of this, or we can't do this because of this. Okay, we can't have the show because of this, or we can't show it because of this. Which is it? Because those are the only two things that I can come up with. And it could be anything in either of those categories. Like, we can't show this because, a child gets hurt in it. Or we can't have this because the original owner doesn't want it leaving the country. Like, what, explain a little bit, if you could, upon what the legal issues were. Like, say, okay, the legal issue is we can't, something about, I know they probably can't, but it'd be nice to at least get like a little, okay, we're having some legal issue getting like the rights to it or something. Just go, we're having some legal issues. That opens the floodgate for speculations. And that's, in this day and age, that's what happens with social media, is that you're going to get people that are going to speculate why you can't have the show, and that's a bad thing for you. So anyway, if you missed Space Dandy, good news, you're going to get another shot to watch both seasons worth of it, starting on the 27th at 2:30 in the morning on Toonami. God help you all. Okay, if you've been floating around the internet via Crunchyroll, Facebook, Twitter, you've obviously seen a clip, a GIF, or something of this Pop Team epic. Personally, I don't understand what in the hell I watch every single time I see one of those. It makes no sense to me. I have seen pictures, I have seen clips. I can't understand it to save my life. I can't understand it. And that's something that bothers me about that, is I can't understand it. So, they say here, if you've seen the first episode of Pop Team Epic, the show just premiered on Saturday, and Sentai Filmworks, Crunchyroll, and Funimation are all streaming the series. Yeah. Love it or hate it, it seems to be the type of incomprehensible anime that people just have to see for themselves. While some fans in Japan are apparently failing to find the appropriate words to describe their feelings for the show, at least one anime director flat out doesn't like it. That's right! Animator Iku Giso, and I do apologize if I mispronounced your name. Hakadal, the animation director, Kill la Kill key animator, said on Twitter, in response to a question sent via the PEING question box app. I don't want to mispronounce that. Even calling it crap is like a compliment. All these works that make me depressed are increasing, and I'm at my wit's end. He then received another question attacking him for criticizing the show because it is essentially supposed to be crap. Getzer replied that they wish people would accept his dislike of the show from a production standpoint and let it go so everyone can move on. Being open to all viewers, impressions of the anime may not be the key to understanding it. Even the anime's own staff may not completely understand what Pop Team Epic really is. Jun Akoi, who is the series director and also in charge of series composition, said in a recently published magazine interview that he had not read the original manga before agreeing to work on it. After he did read it, he was left wondering what kind of anime it could become. Akoi said he initially thought the series was a typical easy web manga, and he jokingly admitted that he regretted agreeing to become the series director. I don't blame him. Based on that impression, Akoi added that working on the series has been a challenge for him because he had mainly worked on program openings, commercials, and shorts previously. So, for those of you that aren't understanding what I'm talking about, this is what I've gathered from what I've seen. And keep in mind, all I've seen are like little clips or little stupid things here and there. It's basically, what I'm assuming is two girls, one with a very, very deep voice, and one with a sort of high-ish deep voice. And that's about all I've gathered. There's a clip where, there's like a scene in the clip that I've seen where you're back in Pokemon World, choosing one of 3 starters. You're in plenty of other anime ripoffs. None of it makes any sense to me. I don't know what the hell I'm watching, and every time I so much as look at it, I feel my brain cells start to decay in my mind. It hurts to watch. Akoi said that variety feeling was a key word of the anime at the start of its development. He noted that the manga's creator, Bubub Okawa, is supervising every episode of the anime down to the details and also offering ideas. Pop Team Epic, a self-described crappy anime, is becoming infamous for its unique and inscrutable style. The surreal 4-panel manga that inspired it centers around 2 14-year-old girls. Okay, actually are girls. The short Pabuko and the tall Pipimi. The story summary of the anime on the anime's website quotes William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night play. There is no darkness but ignorance. The series also had a crappy booth at Kamiki last month. So, it's a 4-panel manga. First thing that comes to my mind is Azumanga Daioh, and that was a better anime series! It centers around 2 14-year-old girls. I have seen a clip of it. It makes no sense. And you're quoting William Shakespeare by saying there is no darkness but ignorance. No, there is stupidity in the world in the form of this. I mean, in all honesty, I can understand fans not getting it, but the staff doesn't understand it. And that to me shoots up a dozen red flags like, is this something we should even be making? Is this should have been better off staying as a manga and not getting itself increased into, yeah. Oh God. It just, it hurts. It hurts so much watching it. But if you get a chance to see any of the clips, first off, watch them very, very, very quickly, because they will hurt your mind. But otherwise, check it out for yourselves, form an opinion. Personally, I think it's stupid. Then again, it just may not be my cup of tea. I don't know. I don't have a problem with everything in the world. Just, I find a lot of topics this week, and they all start to suck after. Oh, they all start to suck. Now I got Space Dandy coming back, and now I got Pop Team Epic. Ah! Give me something good! Alright, I asked for something good, I get something good. Puzzles and Dragons game gets a new Pazudora TV anime in April. Thank you. Asuna Tomori stars as aspiring pro gamer in Period Show. Haha, thank you, Period. A good company that actually makes some half-decent anime series. Whew! And I thought this podcast was going to be bad this week. So, the Pazudora project, and I do apologize if I am mispronouncing this, 2018 media unveiling event revealed on Thursday that the Puzzle and Dragon smartphone game is inspiring a new television anime titled Pazudora by Studio Peridot. Or Period. The anime will premiere on TV Tokyo and its affiliates in April. The anime story is set in the present day and centers around Tagai Akashi, a passionate boy who is aiming to become #1 in the world of professional gaming. Hey! Right up my alley! I like this so far! The cast includes Asuna Tomori as Taiga, I guess that's pronounced right, and Tetsuya Kakihara as Dragon, Taiga's friend. Oh god, this is starting to get a little weird now. Hajime Kamigaki, and I do apologize again if I'm mispronouncing these names. I'm trying my damnedest here. Is returning from the Puzzles and Dragons X anime to direct Pazudora. So I knew there was a Puzzles and Dragons anime currently going because I have seen things on Twitter. Hey, the new episode dropped. So that is pretty cool. Shinzo Fujita, Duel Masters Cross, Future Card Buddy Fight, Batsu, Zero Duel Masters, is in charge of the series scripts. I'm sorry to say, right there is a bad sign for this. Future Card Buddy Fight after Season 2 sucked. Duel Masters, I'm really sorry to say this, after it ended, after the English dub ended, I looked up a couple of the Japanese ones, and it just, oh god, it was painful to watch. The franchise also inspired a manga. In Shugo Kakun's Koro Koro comic magazine, starting on February 15th, the magazine's February issue will have a preview of the manga on January 15th. Cool. So, Puzzles and Dragons X, based on the Nintendo 3DS game of the same name, premiered in Japan in July of 2016, and Funimation and Crunchyroll both streamed the series as it aired in Japan. The anime's second season premiered last April. A manga adaptation of the game also launched in Koro Koro Comics in April of 2016. Mota Inoue, Puzzles and Dragons Z, drew the series, and it ended last July. Okay. Well, actually, I still see stuff though for Puzzles and Dragons popping up yet in Twitter for the anime thing. So it may not have been X, but I know it's one of them. So it's still not too bad. But either way, there's something to look forward to. I mean, and I want to state this first off. It is a fun game to play. If you do get a chance to download this for like your tablet or your smartphone, this is a fun game to play. It's basically match the colored orbs. And instead of like Candy Crush and all those where you can only move like one tile in one direction, you can actually move all over the board if you want to. So long as you're holding it and the timer doesn't run out, you can move all over the board and try to move them around as you're moving around the board. If you're moving one around the board, you can try to move them all together to form a massive combo, which is what you want to aim for. It's actually kind of fun. And I will say that. It is a lot of fun to play, and it's definitely something that's entertaining. It's definitely a time killer too, so you do have that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That sounds pretty cool. They're getting something new in April. Hey, April's going to be a fun month this year, isn't it? Wow. Alright, April's going to be a good month. Alright, folks. Here's something I've been waiting to talk about. I'm going in sequential order here of my topics, and it's finally time to talk about it. Teen Titans Go to the movies, also known as Teen Titans Go, the movie. An upcoming 2018 American animated superhero film based on the television series. Produced by Warner Brothers Animation, DC Entertainment, and in association with Cartoon Network. Yeah. The trailer for this came out on Wednesday. I'm appalled by it. It pisses me off. I am not alone in how badly this pisses me off. And it's scheduled to come out theatrically, mind you, July 27th of this year. That's right, theatrically. It's starring Will Arnett and Kristen Bell. How dare you drag good people into this? Yeah, you know what? Let me retract that statement. How dare you drag actors into this? I'm sorry. I shouldn't say good actors. Will Arnett and Kristen Bell are sort of like B to C list actors. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. They're like B or C list actors. This is going to be the third theatrical film that's been given a wide release to be based on a Cartoon Network series. The Powerpuff Girls movie back in 2002 and the regular show movie which came out in 2015. I did not know the regular show had a movie that got a theatrical release. I did not know that. The film will feature the voices of Scott Menville, Hayden Walsh, Greg Sipes, Corey Payton, and Tara Strong, reprising their roles from the series. Oh, you poor, poor actors and actresses. As well as Will Arnett and Kristen Bell, who aren't starring in it, they're just playing... Oh, guys, even worse. So here's the plot summary, because this is what makes it idiotic. The plot summary is as follows. It seems that to the teens that all the major superheroes out there are starring in their own movies. Everyone, that is, but the Teen Titans. But de facto leader Robin, who is at this point now in the movie playing to his own ego, I want to add, is determined to remedy the situation and be seen as a star instead of a sidekick. If only they could get the hottest Hollywood film director to notice them. With a few madcap ideas and a song in their heart, the Teen Titans head to Tinseltown, certain to pull off their dream. But when the group is radically misdirected by a seriously supervillain and his maniacal plan to take over the Earth, things really go awry. The team finds their friendship and their fighting spirit falling, putting the very fate of the Teen Titans themselves on the line. For those of you that don't know, this show is idiotic. This came out a couple years ago. It started up, and it's basically, I want to say, a really crappier version of the original Teen Titans. When this was announced, fans were thinking, oh, this is going to be a really good continuation of the Teen Titans that we had growing up. The original Teen Titans. The one with Robin, Raven, Starfire, Beast Boy, and Cyborg. The dark, gritty, the animation was really good Teen Titans. No, this is, we're going to basically make them deformed, small bodies, medium-sized heads, Teen Titans, bright colors everywhere, stupid jokes, stupid antics, 15-minute episodes, which seems to be Cartoon Network's newest thing. Is they can't have a show that's longer than 15 minutes or less. It's got to be like 15 minutes or less. That's what Cartoon Network wants to have now. So I guess when Ted Turner is done screwing people over, he'll finally come around and see the light. I don't know. I don't think he's alive anymore. He's probably not. But anyway, so production for this piece of crap was announced back in September of last year. Believe me, if I would have found this back in September, I would have ripped it a new one. And it was confirmed of the release date of 2018's July 27th of this year. Yeah. A month later, the film's title and teaser poster debuted. Well, you can see the poster. I should have a picture of it up. God help us all. And it was announced that Will Arnett and Kristen Bell had joined the cast. No! On January 10th, the film's teaser trailer was released online and is expected to theatrically accompany Paddington 2 with its U.S. release on January 12th, which was yesterday. The teaser trailer was met with overwhelmingly negative reactions upon its online debut. This is a sign for you. If the trailer is met with negative reactions, overwhelmingly negative reactions, that should be a sign what we're putting money into is a bad idea. This isn't the type of thing that you go, oh, well, the people are just stuck up pains in the neck. They'll mellow out once they see how great the series is going to be, how great the movie's going to be. We're just going to keep railroading money into this. No. If it's met with negative reactions online, that's when you stop, think for a moment, and go, I wonder if what we're doing is a good idea. If your answer is no, then you stop. Did nobody field test this idea? Because, I retweeted the poster. I even tweeted it to one of my favorite YouTubers that reviews cartoons, Phantom Strider. And he replied, I am certainly not going to see it myself. I'm not joking. That was the reply that I got to my tweet. First off, I was amazed that I got a reply for this. I thought he was just going to block me after I sent him that. I'm really thankful that I got a reply and he didn't block me. I thought it was really cool. But it's like, I think this movie's a piece of garbage. There is a Twitter user called Teen Titans Go No, or Teen Titans Go No, and I think this is what it's called, that goes, finally someone agrees with me. I hate this thing too. So you're not alone. There's overwhelmingly negative reactions. They must have got one thumbs up by some diehard fan of the show, and they thought, that's it, we're going to go forward with it. When you have overwhelmingly negative reactions, I don't even know what the number is, overwhelmingly negative reactions, that's where you have to think and go, I think we might be making a mistake here. This is when you put down your glass of Kool-Aid and you realize that you've been screwing up. This is not the point in time in which you instantly go, I want to make this happen. And the worst part is that you're lumping this trailer with the theatrical release of Paddington 2. Do you know how many kids are probably going to go see that movie and they're going to sit through that trailer and they're going to cry? They're going to be pissed off, and that's going to ruin the movie. I would not be surprised if Paddington 2 does not do very well in the theaters this weekend because of that trailer. As you know, word is going to get around. You cannot tell me that the people going to see that movie are not going to immediately go onto Twitter and go, OMG, just watched the stupid trailer for Teen Titans Go the movie. Ruined my entire movie-going experience for Paddington. I'm walking out. You cannot tell me that that's not going to happen. Somebody is not going to go in there and go, yeah, I know the trailer is going to be in this movie, but I'll just try to ignore it. You try to ignore it, it's like, oh, God, that's just put a sour taste in my mouth. Well, no, I can't even watch this movie now. No, I can't do it. And then just walk out. Bad trailers can actually ruin a movie before the movie even starts. And that's the sad and horrible truth of it. But, all honesty, that hurts me that they're doing that. That they're even making this movie. And like I said in the opening, I did do an Andrew Rants on this. So if you want more of my undeniably rage when it comes to this, feel free to check that out. If I don't have a link in the description, just check my YouTube channel. I guarantee you'll find it. It's worth watching. It really is. But I'm not happy with the Teen Titans Go announcement. That's idiotic. It really is. But moving on, because I want to get that out of my mouth now. Alrighty. How many of you out there are still playing Pokemon Go? Well, if you are, and you have an iPhone, you better make sure that baby's updated to iOS 11. Because Pokemon Go is going exclusively to iOS 11 starting February 28th. So you still got time. You got like about a month and 16 days to go here. Or, okay, well, let me put it to you this way. You have 16 days before you have a month. So there you go. So, starting on February 28th, if you're still playing Pokemon Go but you're not running iOS 11, you're liable to be left out. Older phones, including the iPhones and iPads, will be left out, including the iPhone 5, 5C, the iPad 2, 4, by the way. So iPad 2, 3, and 4, and the original iPad mini will not be able to play this. Those older models may still be able to open the application, but in some cases, Pokecoins and other bag items will be unusable and accounts may become inoperable or inoperative. Developer Niantic has said this change is a result of improvements to Pokemon Go that push the application beyond the capabilities of the operating systems on such devices. For those of you that don't remember or were living under a rock for the last 10 years, for the last 2 years I should say, in which case, congratulations, I'd like to know which rock it is, I'd like to crawl underneath it please. Pokemon Go came out back in 2016, became an overnight success, becoming one of the most downloaded apps, causing so many bad things to happen. Accidents, people falling off cliffs, injuries. So many things started happening. Robberies were occurring. Muggings were increasing because of Pokemon Go. You can't say they weren't. Pokestops were the cause of that. And so on and so forth. The game has been steadily upgrading since then. Recently adding support for Apple's AR kit, which improved the game's augmented reality. Or for those of you that don't really care about seeing your background through your phone, you just keep the little green patch of grass like my friends do that play it, like my friend and her husband do. You don't have to have that background. That's the last thing I really want to see is when if I be playing a virtual game, is seeing a Pikachu on top of my bowl of cereal. No. As cute as that would be, I want to eat my cereal. I don't want to have Pikachu pellets. Sorry. So, yeah, if you don't have iOS 11, you're screwed. So, you have till February 28th to update your iPhone to iOS 11. Make sure it's running iOS 11. If you can't handle iOS 11, well then, I hope you enjoy playing Pokemon Go. Or just shell out the money to get yourself an updated phone. But in all honesty, at that point, you might as well just say, hey, I had a lot of fun playing Pokemon Go, and find something else to play. Might I recommend Marvel Contest of Champions? That's a lot of fun. No, seriously, you can play that instead. I know, shameless plug, but still. But anyway, yeah. So you have till February 28th, so check it out if you get a chance. Make sure your phone's updated. Otherwise, I mean, the game just introduced Gen 3, so it's hopefully not going to go anywhere, but I could see this being killer for it. I can't, play it anymore because I don't have a phone that can handle iOS 11, and then you have a bunch of pissed off fans. So, yeah, this is one of those, it's a double-edged sword, but it's one of those you don't see the other edge of the sword until it's too late, and that's the problem. But you never know, maybe you never know. But anyway, that's what you got to do. So make sure your iPhone can handle it. And that's all you can do right now. Okay, so the following is a topic that I really was on the fence about talking about this week. But in all honesty, the more I read the article, the more I read it, the more I really want to talk about it, because something about this just doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, here's the thing. So, an Naruto animator had to apologize after posting an adult Naruto animation. And for those of you that don't know who Naruto is, seriously, give me the address of your rock. I want to live under it for a little while. I can hide from the world. If you do know what Naruto is, good. Just keep listening. For those of you that don't, I hope you're Googling it while I talk. Cheng Zi Hung, and I do apologize profusely if I mispronounce that, because I do not know if I can pronounce Chinese names that well, who hails from China and is a skilled illustrator, is living the dream. He's living and working in Tokyo, where he works on the Naruto franchise, of which he's a self-proclaimed giant fan. That's why we're sure the animator had nothing but good intentions when he posted a short clip to Twitter of lead characters Naruto and Hinata embracing to kick off the new year. Unfortunately, Naruto fans were not having it. The image led to enough complaints for Hung to remove the clip and post an apology. The clip, which according to Otaku USA, they would give a PG-13 rating to. So first off, it got a PG-13 rating. In all honesty, that's actually pretty decent by nowadays standards. That's basically PG, if you think about it. I mean, is this like a hard PG-13 or is this a soft PG-13? That's what I want to know. It shows Naruto and Hinata waking up after sleeping in late. According to the animator, the clip, to the chagrin of some fans, features Naruto touching Hinata's breast, leading to comments calling the animation gross and filthy. Seriously? That I would actually give a hard PG to a soft PG-13 rating. Hung's apology stated that the animation was simply practice and that he wanted to portray the everyday life of a married couple, but that he was deleting the video because it was causing trouble for his company and related parties. Now, this is what I don't understand about this. This is why I was on the fence about this. First off, for those of you that have seen Naruto, at least Naruto Shippuden, you know Naruto and Hinata got married. How else do you think Himawari and Boruto came to be? This ain't the story of the stork that just comes and drops off a baby at your front door, and it comes back about a month, like a year or two later, and goes, "Hey, I got another one for you. I thought maybe you two would be great parents the first time. I see I'm right. Have this other one with my compliments. Don't worry, I ain't bringing you no more. I'm going to mark this house off our list." They're a married couple. They're going to embrace. Here's the thing. It's human nature. You can't just up and say, "Oh, well, I find it wrong. I find it filthy. I find it disgusting." Believe me, they teach you worse than this in school. Ever take health class? That's worse. You have to learn about the human body. You learn what the human body can and cannot do. Believe me, that is a lot worse. When you learn what the human body does, you will not think it's strange anymore. You will find that disturbing. But the fact that fans are pissed off makes me wonder which fans exactly started complaining. Because there are still a group of fans out there that believe that Naruto should have gotten together with Sakura at the end of the series. No, I'm not joking. Just like in Bleach when Ichigo got together with Orihime, which I will admit that enraged a lot of fans. I personally was happy for it. I wanted them to get together. Naruto fans were not happy that Naruto and Hinata got together at the end of the series. Here's the thing though for you. They were leading up to that the whole time. Hinata was in love with Naruto. She blushed whenever he was there when they were kids. She, gave him the medicine during the Chunin exam because she liked him. Even the sensei that she had saw this. Her name escapes me at the moment. It really does. Oh God, her name escapes me. She figured it out. She put two and two together. Sakura put two and two together. Everyone put two and two together but Naruto, who didn't know until Hinata basically risked her life to save his ass during the Pain arc. When Pain destroyed Konoha and Naruto was taking him on in Shippuden. And again, during the Great Ninja War, and then afterwards when Naruto was willing to leave the protected barrier of the Susanoo to go after her and save her from the tree, only to be stopped by Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi by telling them, "Look, if we stop her, we'll save everybody." Meaning Kagura. If they stop Kagura, they'll save everyone. But if they go after Kagura, if they go after Hinata now, they're going to lose their chance to beat Kagura. And that, honestly, was the better thing to do. And in all honesty, I'm going to say this. An animation like this, if it's a PG-13 rating, I mean, we're not talking an R here. We're not talking... If you see an R, you have two different things with a lot of these ratings. You have a soft rating and a hard rating. There's no medium in this. There's no no, this is a middle ground PG-13. No, there's a soft and a hard for every rating. G's the only exception because, in all honesty, that covers a broad spectrum. If you have any violence in it, it instantly gets bumped to PG to a point. But for PG-13, you have soft and hard. For R, you have soft and hard. If this got a PG-13 rating, my guess is it's probably a hard PG-13. Which, in all honesty, nowadays, kids, hey, you have access to the internet. You actually can watch stuff that's worse than this. I don't recommend it, believe me. But if you can watch Attack on Titan, this is honestly mellow compared to that. And the fans are upset about it. I mean, I'm not taking sides on this. I'm honestly wanting to stay as neutral as I can be, but I just can't understand why. You know, what exactly the issues were that were causing this. You can find stuff worse than this on DeviantArt, I guarantee you. DeviantArt, besides where good artists go to put their stuff up, like writers, poets, sorry, I had to think there for a second, poets, really good artists and stuff like that go to put their stuff up for the world to see. You do have the people that will put up, you know, pictures like this. They will put up yaoi pictures. They will put up, you know, yuri pictures. They will put up pictures like this because that's the medium that they can go to do this. That's the site where they can put this stuff up at. Yes, they run the risk of getting their asses shut down too. Look at all those Pokemon games that were popped up on DeviantArt that got a, you know, cease and desist and a DCMA order. It does happen. This, on the other hand, I don't exactly see it being offensive. I can see maybe it causing problems in the way of, hey, look, you don't own the rights to this. You can't put that crap up. You know, threatening to sue. That I can see causing problems. But those are what you call legality issues. If you're taking this down because the fans are pissed off, because they're calling the animation gross and filthy, in all honesty, at that point, just tell them to grow up. Look, Naruto is not an anime that is centered for little kids. There is violence in that. Granted, if you want to have it for little kids, the first part of Naruto, that's the way to go. The first part. But even that's touching it because you got the sexy jutsu, the harem jutsu, and you have Jiraiya the pervy sage. So either way, right there, you're already getting into the PG, the hard PG rating. We're talking Transformers, the 1986 or 84 movie, hard. 86, I said. 1986 movie, hard. That's the hard you're getting here. This, on the other hand, from what I've read, like I said, I want to try to stay as neutral as I can be. I know I'm not doing a good job of it, but it's what married people do. I hate to break it to you, boys and girls, but this is the fact of life. A plus B equals C, and in this case, A plus B equals C. They're married. We know they're married. They got married in the last Naruto the movie. They got married at the end of the freaking series, for God's sake. We know they're married. You see them having kids. You know that Hinata's a mom. You know Naruto's a father. They have an entire sequel series based on the kid. Boruto, Naruto the Next Generation. You know that they have kids. This is probably how Boruto came to be. The animator didn't show them making the beast with two backs, or doing the dance with no pants, or the horizontal polka. They were embracing each other. Because he's touching one body part, the fans flip out. Like I said, I want to stay neutral on this, but it's kind of difficult to when it's that reasoning. I understand it's not for everybody. Here's the thing. If it got a PG-13 rating, you can see worse stuff on television. You can watch an R-rated movie on television like it's nothing, to be honest with you. Just channel surf on your television, you'll find an R-rated movie in a matter of minutes. I guarantee it. You have kids and teenagers that are fans of Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead. That is worse off than this. And that's what I just don't understand about this, is that's the entire thing that pisses me off with this. So, yes, I know he had to apologize for it, and I know I'm slack for this. I really don't want to come at this with a jawbone of an ass, but here's the thing. This is honestly why he had to yank down something he created, because fans were pissed that Naruto was touching Hinata's breast. That's the whole reason? At this point, they're married. You know they're married. They're living together. You know they got married if you watch the series. You know that they're now married. If that's your main issue, watch the final episode of Naruto Shippuden. Hell, read the final chapter of the manga. Honestly. There's an entire sequel series. Where do you think Boruto came from? They didn't plant a seed into the ground and 9 months later out sprouts a kid. If that were the case, there'd be an entire... Oh, never mind, that's how the Cabbage Patch Kids came to life. I forgot. That's how the Cabbage Patch Kids came to be. My apologies. I forgot about the Cabbage Patch Kids. You know, the dolls. Yes, I know, they call them children, but unfortunately they're dolls! Inanimate objects! But honestly, like I said, I don't want to come at this with the jawbone of an ass. I'm trying not to, but that's what married couples do! They don't just walk side by side each other every day and walk on eggshells. They don't sleep in two separate beds. This isn't the 1960s anymore, people. Or no, sorry, let me rephrase it. This isn't the 1940s or 50s anymore. This is the 21st century. Welcome to the new era. Leave your past stuff behind you. Welcome to the 21st century, where things have changed. I honestly just think that most of the fans that were butthurt by this were the ones that were pissed off that Naruto didn't get with Sakura at the end of the series, or the yaoi ones that wanted Naruto and Sasuke to get together. Look, if you want two characters to get together, fine. Create a fanfic and do it that way. Okay? Hundreds of people make those a day. You want to know how many of them I see online? Thousands. Go into DeviantArt, type in Naruto x Sasuke. There's at least 100,000 of them that'll come up. I guarantee it. I wouldn't recommend it though, but seriously, there's like 100,000 of them will come up. There are people that will make fanfics about anything. So this, honestly, I feel sorry for the person that created it. I really do. I feel sorry for you that something you created, you're living the dream, you're a self-proclaimed giant Naruto fan, you just wanted to show your appreciation for the series and the two characters that, I will admit, I have a crush on Hinata. I think she's great. I was pissed she did not make that list that I talked about last year with the anime characters that would make great wives. She should have been on that list. She would honestly make a great wife. She really would. Naruto's a lucky bastard. He really is. But honestly, this one got to me. It really did. I feel really bad for it. But anyway, yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I apologize if I offended anyone with this, but honestly, I don't see what the big deal is. I'm not offended by it. I'm old enough to admit, hey, I kind of see, why they did this. I see why the person did it. There's like no reason why I can't say I don't see why the person did it, but, still, I'm not offended by it. I don't see why anyone was offended by it. But then again, to each their own, I guess. But like I said, I do feel sorry for the person. If you were offended by it, I do apologize if I twisted the knife in a little further. But I'm not offended by it. You shouldn't be offended by it. But then again, I'm not going to force my beliefs onto anybody. I'm not that type of person. I'm really not. Alright, so how many of you out there enjoyed the Anime Consortium Japan's Anime Now website, Well, if you enjoy it, guess what? You better keep enjoying it until the end of the month. Just like with Digimon Heroes, this site is shutting down. And I still miss Digimon Heroes. I'm pissed off that I got Susanomon the last freaking day the app was up. And I couldn't even get a picture of how cool he looked. Pisses me off. They could have made that a play-only offline game, but no. Don't want to do that. Don't want to make the fans happy. Yes, I still have some very deep wounds with that will never heal. But Anime Consortium Japan launched the site back in 2016 in June with the intent of providing updated information about anime debuting in Japan, exclusive information about anime productions, and guiding users to legitimate streaming sites. ACJ, as the acronym is, recently closed its Daisuke streaming service last October. Anime studios and production companies Aniplex, Sunrise, Toei Animation, TMS Entertainment, Nihon Ad Systems, Dentsu, and Atasu collaborated to launch the service in April of 2013. The streaming service merged with the Anime Consortium Japan when it was established in 2014, and Bandai Namco Holdings acquired full ownership in March of last year. And for those of you wondering, well, where did he get this information? This was courtesy of Robert's Anime Corner Store's weekly newsletter, which, even if you don't want to buy anything from the store, I recommend checking out the newsletter. It's really cool. You learn some new stuff. But this is something that really gets to me here, because, I mean, this doesn't bother me. I've never actually went to the website, but what pisses me off about this, and what kind of, hurts, is the fact that they're basically taking away a streaming site that leads you to legitimate streaming sites, gives you updated information about anime that's coming out in Japan, exclusive information about anime productions. Why would you get rid of that? Why would you want to shut that down? I mean, okay, sure, it probably is costing a lot of money, there's no ad revenue, but why shut that down? But this is basically another Bandai Namco deal. Has Bandai Namco now acquired full ownership of ACJ? So, yeah, Bandai Namco, the great company that was in charge of Digimon Heroes, and basically wants to kill everything fun. Well, we don't see money in this anymore. Time to shut the doors! I really would have hated if they would have been in charge of the Titanic. Nobody would have been on board. One streaming service to rule them all, I guess, huh? So like the One Ring from Lord of the Rings. You know, one ring to find them all. And in the darkness bind them, I guess. I mean, in all honesty, it's sort of, I wouldn't say asinine, to have an entire site dedicated to this, only to have it shut down for what reason? Why are you closing one site down? It makes no sense. And you're doing it, and ironically, they always pick like the end of the month to shut down a site, like shut down their stuff. It's like, oh, we're shutting down Digimon Heroes at the end of the month. We're shutting down Anime Consortium at the end of the month. So they ceased updating as of January 1st, and they're going to close 30 days later. So if you want to go on their site, it should still be up yet since it's only the 13th. You will have a grand total of... I just realized I was off on my math on the other thing. Let's see here. You will have a grand total of... 18 days. Yeah, that's it. You got 18 days left to enjoy a website. Well, at least they're not going to give you a whole bunch of free stuff and then yank the game out from underneath you. Damn you, Bandai Namco! Alright, everybody, good news. I have a bonus topic of the week. And this is actually one that I want to say for once, let me phrase it. I try to avoid two things when I do the podcast: politics and religion. And this one is just barely getting into politics, and I'm going to explain why when I tell you about it. This also came from Robert's Anime Corner Store's weekly newsletter, and I want to say this kind of annoys me. And I will explain why when I read the part that annoys me. So, the Diet members for manga, anime, and games, subpartisan lawmaker group, announced last Friday that it plans to submit a bill when the Japanese Diet convenes on January 22nd that aims to establish a media arts national center that will be tasked with collecting original manga materials and anime cells for preservation. Now, this actually sounds like a really cool idea, sort of like what the Smithsonian and the Library of Congress does. Because every single book, this is an interesting little tidbit for you, every single book that has ever been made actually has a copy in the Library of Congress. They have the largest collection of books everywhere. Any book that's published, there's a copy in the Library of Congress. There's an entire section of manga in there. Don't believe me, in every single book, let me see if I got a book around here that I can grab quickly. I guess I do. Okay. Hold on a second. Let's see here. I grabbed this book over here. Let me just move a couple things out of my way here. Okay. I have a book. As I pick it up, let's move my little turtle guy out of the way. Okay. Go. Okay. I have a book that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. Now, when you open it up, you go to one of the first few sections. Okay, here we go. It's usually in the thing that gives you the, here we go. Okay. It's usually in the section that has, like, the main thing, says you, like, what the name of the publishing group is and things like that. The copyright date, things like that. Library of Congress cataloging and publication data. So it literally tells you where it is. There's an entire thing. Every single book in the United States has this. So you can check this out. So that's really cool. There's a little tidbit there for you. So if you ever want to see a book, you can actually check it out at the Library of Congress. It's actually kind of a neat trip. I recommend checking it out if you ever want to go down to Washington, D.C. Go to the Smithsonian. Check out the Swedish Chef if they still have it there yet in the one Smithsonian Museum. That is worth the trip in itself. I always like the Swedish Chef. But anyway, getting way off topic here. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. Okay. The bill aims to prevent the acquisition of cells and manga material by foreign collectors and minimize the foreign dissemination of the materials. For those of you out there that don't know what I'm talking about, they basically want the materials, the original manga animations, and the cells for the original anime stuff to be in the hands of the Japanese only, as treasures of Japan. So, what kind of annoys me with this is that this is sort of a, we made it, it's ours, you can't have it sort of thing. Anime cells are something that a lot of collectors will buy, and a lot of times you will find them up for auction for charity. These are stuff that gets bought by a collector, and they're bought for a good reason. Like a charity. Or, a donation or something like that. They're put in museums and things of that nature. And what they want is to basically stop foreign collectors from having this stuff. Kenji Furuya, the House Steering Committee chairman and leader of the group, said that the material and cells must be preserved as treasures of Japan, and urged that the Media Arts Center be established as soon as possible. Happily, though, the proposed location for the center is in the vicinity of the Akihabara district in Tokyo. So, what gets me is that there's a partisan lawmaker group for manga, anime, and games in Japan, and they want the manga materials and animation cells for preservation because they don't want anyone else to have them. That would be like me collecting every single Yu-Gi-Oh card in the world, and every single time somebody has a Yu-Gi-Oh card, I want it. No, you can't have it. You can't have it. It's got to stay in my collection. They must be preserved. They can never be taken out of the case. Or having, like, let's say, Pat the NES Punk or the Angry Video Game Nerd or anybody that collects old NES games. Like, every single NES game, you can't have it. It's got to stay in my collection. It's got to be preserved by me. I'm the only one that can collect this stuff. That's what this is sort of imposing here. It's like, we want to collect the material. They're treasures of Japan. We want to have them. Only we can have them. And that's what hurts me with this. Is because it's basically saying that fans cannot have something that to them could be priceless. I mean, you could get an animation cell of, let's say all of a sudden an animation cell from the original Sailor Moon anime series suddenly became available. And they gave it out to a lucky contest winner in a magazine or something. That person would not be able to have this according to this because it would have to go into this preservation center, the National Media Arts Center, the Media Arts National Center, because the Japanese people want it to stay in Japan. Why? And happily, they've only have plans to submit a bill, so this could easily get shut down. I'm hoping it does, because in all honesty, if they could do something like this, anybody could. I mean, all of a sudden, you could have, I want to say, you could have Hanna-Barbera all of a sudden go, no, I want to hold on to, you can't have any cells of any of my shows. So Scooby-Doo, anything Hanna-Barbera, I have to, there's like a Hanna-Barbera museum. We have to have it. They're treasures of Hanna-Barbera only. No one else can own it but us. That's what this opens the floodgates for, and that's what scares me. And like I said, I try to avoid politics in this, and this isn't so much political as they want to take something that, well, yes, I will admit it's from Japan. It's a treasure of Japan. But here's the thing. It's a treasure of Japan that is scattered throughout the world, bringing joy to so many people. Why do you want to, hold it in your hands and never give it back? A caged bird will never see past its own cage. Oh, it can only see where it cannot go. To that, it's horrible. Instead of having it like somebody's, wall where it can sit there and they can look at that and go, that is my favorite scene from that anime. I loved it so much that I had to have that as my collection because I love it so much. That was, that could be a scene that, in all honesty, could have changed somebody's life. But they can't have it because it's a treasure of Japan and they want it back. Because it's got to stay in this, Media Arts National Center because it has to be preserved. It cannot see the light of day. And that's what really saddens me with that. But, like I said, hopefully this, since they only plan to submit a bill on the 22nd, hopefully it'll get shut down. I'm hoping it does. This in all honesty, I hope is a joke. It's not very funny if it is a joke. It's a horrible joke. I hope it gets shut down. I really do. Because it's horrible to even think about it. But, yep, there you go. That's the latest thing that's up. And there was your bonus topic of the week. Alrighty, folks. Well, that's going to end it this week for the absolutely, completely random podcast. I got to admit, I had a lot of fun. Yes, I know. There wasn't any weird things my mom says this week. She says I have to stop using her as a crutch whenever I don't have articles. Well, happily this week I had plenty of topics, Mom, so you're off the hook. I have a lot of fun, though, with my mom. We like playing mind games with one another. So I have a lot of fun. But anyway, if you have any topic ideas for future podcast episodes, feel free to shoot them to me at acrpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can even just put them in the discussion page here on my YouTube channel, or you can tweet them to me at Otaku Roads on Twitter. I do have some plans to improve and upgrade my channel throughout the year, so look forward to that. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. So I'm just going to say it, folks. Sayonara, and I'll catch you next time here on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast.